final match of the Professional Volleyball Federation regular season is here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to the Mullen Motors pregame show here on the Supernovas Radio Network. I am Enrique Alvarez Clary, better known as Rico, and I am joined by the coach, Renee Saunders. And Coach Saunders, you said something before we got onto the air as we're sitting here in the penalty box of beautiful Van Andel Arena in pretty sunny and warm Grand Rapids, Michigan, as the Omaha Supernovas get ready to take on the Grand Rapids Rise. Both of these teams already in the Final Four. You said something to me before we came on the air. We did the very first match of the Professional Volleyball Federation regular season, and we will do the very final match of the inaugural regular season of the Professional Volleyball Federation.
It's pretty cool, right?
That's awesome.
And we get to do it from a penalty box.
Exactly.
Right where we belong.
I don't know about me. I know you belong here. I'm a good person. What are you talking about?
You know, I missed the bird's eye view seating from the first time because I wasn't here. This was my first time to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I must say they did accommodate us. Very friendly.
Yes.
Very helpful.
Very nice people. They said they were listening, so I'm not just doing this because they said they were going to listen, but I am doing this because it is true. Very nice people, very friendly, very accommodating, as you said, helping us to get set up here in the penalty box of Van Andel Arena as we prepare to bring you the final match of the Pro Volleyball Federation between the Omaha Supernovas and the Grand Rapids Rise. As I said, both of these teams will be in the Final Four in Omaha starting on Wednesday. Grand Rapids will be taking on the 1 seed, the Atlanta Vibe, and Omaha will be taking on the 3 seed, the San Diego Mojo. But before we get into that, you said something about how this is your first time to Grand Rapids, but you already have a couple friends up here in Michigan.
My Michigan friends run deep up here. It's kind of funny when you get them all together and they're in their home state. I have a couple buddies who made it over to Grand Rapids from Bronson High School. Jean Leclerc and Dwayne joined, and then Betty Roble from Notre Dame Prep north of Detroit, I believe in Pontiac, Michigan, and then Jody Menor from Bedford, winningest high school coach in the country.
I was going to say.
With 24, basically, I like to surround myself with people that are way better than me, and those are 3 of them. So, Betty's in the Hall of Fame for softball and volleyball.
Look at that.
Another over 1,000 softball wins, over 1,000 volleyball wins, and athletic director. And then Jean is the national coach of the year for Bronson. And surround yourself with greatness, and maybe some of it will rub off.
Maybe some of it will rub off on you, and you will also be great. Oh, wait, you already are, even though you don't want to admit it.
Great group of people, though.
I had lunch with a couple legends in the high school volleyball scene, and it was fun.
It was fun.
You guys are a fun group.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. They're actually freaking hilarious. Some of the stuff they say, I just shake my head. But yeah, we met in Des Moines 3 years ago at the national coaches convention and Hall of Fame and national coach of the year nomination thing. And next thing you know, they had me betting on horses, and brought out a whole different side of me that I've never, not really something I do. That kept me up past 10 o'clock at night. Happened again last night. We went out, had dinner, and then met up with Kathy George, the head coach of the Rise, and got to spend some time with her last night. So that was kind of fun. And tomorrow, the Rise and the Supernovas are both flying from Grand Rapids to Omaha. Everybody's heading to Omaha. San Diego's on their way now. I'm guessing Atlanta's probably heading there tomorrow because everything in Atlanta is a direct flight. That's what Kathy was talking about last night at dinner. When they were sitting there waiting for their connection or for their flight, literally every outgoing flight from Atlanta, Atlanta to San Diego, direct flight. Atlanta to Omaha, direct flight. Atlanta to Vegas, direct flight. Atlanta to Grand Rapids, direct flight.
Oh, so Atlanta doesn't have to worry about any connections
or
anywhere.
Anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky
I guess
dogs.
that's the advantage of being in one of the busiest airports in the country.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about going to Chicago and then Grand Rapids, or Chicago and then Columbus, or Phoenix and then San Diego. You're just going.
Yeah, it's crazy. But she was all the schedule and all that. But really, she was talking about how can I help you guys? Not talking to me, but the Michigan coaches, because obviously it's an important thing for the Rise to connect to the coaching community and the high school community as well as the college communities around here. And so that's one of those things where, she's like, how can I help you? They have a coaches convention that's actually like January or February. It's late. And so she's like, we'll save a date, hopefully a home date for that weekend, and they'll bring all the Michigan coaches here. It'd be cool if Nebraska could do something.
I was going to say, you told me that off the air. I was going to ask you about that because we talked to Bird at the final home match, and that was something that she had mentioned is the connections and the way that the team was just widely accepted and loved by the city of Omaha, by the state of Nebraska. And I was wondering if that was something that had been going around with the rest of the Pro Volleyball Federation and the rest of the teams in the PVF. And if, Grand Rapids, Michigan, if the state of Michigan had accepted and fell in love with the Rise, just like Omaha did with the Supernovas. And if they're going to be, next year bringing in or having the coaches convention and bringing those coaches in to a match, that seems like it's been pretty widely accepted already.
Yeah, I think they're really trying to work with the community. And obviously, like, we're on the western side of the state in Grand Rapids, and there's a whole lot of other Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But really, from east to west, it's a couple-hour drive. It's when you start going north to south that you're looking at, the longer trip.
Yeah.
But, the fact that, Kathy was at Western Michigan and then Michigan State. So I think she's been in Michigan coaching since like 1994. And when you've been around since 1994 in the state, a lot of the coaches and you have a good connection with them. And so obviously the Rise probably kept that in mind when they were hiring Kathy to be the head coach of Grand Rapids. And I think she really enjoys it. And she enjoys the opportunity, but she's really still keeping those connections to the coaches here to hopefully help them in the future as well.
Now, I'm not sure if I wasn't with you for the one of the Grand Rapids matches in Omaha, so could you tell the listeners a little bit about Kathy George?
I mean, what do they want to know? She's a legend, a legend. Like, it's been around for a really long time coaching-wise, from Illinois originally. Had a couple assistant jobs and then got a head coach at Western Michigan and then the head coach at Michigan State for a while. Retired. Went in, I think, pretty sure she's in the ABCA Hall of Fame. And I think what it happened, what she shared with me, was that her mom got sick, was in hospice. So she basically got to spend her past year, like with her mom and taking care of her. And she was really happy that all worked out the way it did. Then her mom passed. And then not long after, I think they contacted her for this job. And she's enjoyed it a lot. She is looking forward to hopefully doing it again. But she is an awesome person. Like, I've always known of her and have met her. But, like, she'll come up and put her arm, pat me on the back, give me a hug, and I'm just like, okay. Like, just a nice person, I love, like, to me, there's certain coaches that you look at and they're, like, here, right? They're, like, up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
She's one of the coaches that I've always put on a pedestal.
Yeah, and not just for her coaching acumen, but for how she is as a person.
How she carries herself. And, like, I think she gets the best out of her players. And anybody I've known that's ever worked with her or for her or played for her has had nothing but great things to say about her. So her reputation precedes itself.
Speaking of getting the best out of their players, we're going to talk more about that in the next segment about how this match might play out, considering it's the final match of the season, but both of these teams have already locked up their respective positions in the postseason. But I do want to get into something, again, that you mentioned off the air with me, is that Grand Rapids has not had the easiest end of the season schedule. They've been playing matches, traveling one day, playing another match, traveling for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. It's something that we kind of mentioned about San Diego's trips, but you shared the schedule with me about Grand Rapids' schedule, and it was a little bit tougher. How do they – and again, we're going to get into more of, the player perspective and how this match will play out. But if you're Kathy, what exactly are you thinking about right now going into this match, knowing that your team's been on the road for quite some – or not on the road, but traveling, whether it's at home or on the road for quite some time?
Her first words last night, she walked in and it's like, we're trying to kick the Supernovas' butt. And I just started laughing. I go, what? You're not resting all your players tomorrow? Like, aren't you and Bird just going to rest your players tomorrow? So then we started talking about, she's like, really, this is the first time I've coached a match that really it doesn't matter. But does it really not matter? I mean, you've played the hardest end of the schedule. And in that process, you took some L's.
Oh, yeah.
Probably because of all the travel. And that's what she was saying. Like, her team was dead tired. It was like, play, travel, play, travel, play.
Travel,
off,
practice, play.
Travel, play, right? For like 9 straight 9 straight games of like that. And then they played San Diego literally on back-to-back days.
Yep.
So you're the
Which is
load
just
and
crazy.
volume she had. Plus, they're in Grand Rapids, and we've been to the airport. They have to connect everywhere they fly to.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fast way to get anywhere from Grand Rapids, no matter what. Like, I think she said to go to Orlando, they had to go to LaGuardia and then to Orlando.
Oh.
So then you're not just talking about traveling, but you're talking like a day of traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the Atlanta, literally flying out of Atlanta, they don't ever have to stop. And I never thought of that. Like, I never thought of those things. Like Omaha has some direct flights, obviously. But the nice part is that Chicago's not super far. St. Louis isn't super far. So our connectors are pretty close.
Yeah.
But you're limited on flights out of here as well. I think there's only 3 Southwest flights out of Grand Rapids tomorrow. One of them's the one I'm on at 7:10. One of them is one you guys are on at like 11:30 or 12 or whatever it is.
12:10 or something like
and
that.
then the other one is the one Grand Rapids got on because Supernovas were already on the new one.
Sorry
and it's
about
like
it.
a 6 o'clock flight. And then they don't get in Omaha until like 10 or 11 because they have to travel. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But they had a heck of a grind. But the bottom line is I don't think it's a matter of it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Grand Rapids is trying to play for a little bit of like confidence going into the finals, right? To have the only team in the league they have not beat yet this year at least one time is the Omaha Supernovas. They're 0-3 against Omaha. So a win today would mean that they have beat every team in the league one time.
And a win today would get them right to 500.
And the win would get them to 500. If they don't, then they go to 11-13, which records are wiped out after today.
I mean, you're going to the Final Four regardless.
You're number 4 no matter what. So
but you want to have something.
You want to find a little bit.
A good feeling going in.
But when you have that long of that trip, you want to rest some people too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Omaha, obviously, like they're in the same boat where they want to set the tone going into the next week and they want to play to win, but they also have to play smart and know they need to rest some of their players so that they can get the best out of them Wednesday and then hopefully on Saturday.
And we'll get into that rest versus rest discussion here in the next segment. You're listening to the Supernovas Radio Network. This is the Mullen Motors pregame show as the Omaha Supernovas prepare to take on the Grand Rapids Rise in the Pro Volleyball Federation's final game of the regular season as we march towards the championship on this Mother's Day edition of volleyball. You're listening to the Supernovas Radio Network, powered by 93.7 The Ticket.
Enrique Alvarez Clary, a.k.a. Rico, here for The Body Shop. What do you give someone who does so much for you every day? Well, I know what I did for my wife as an early Mother's Day gift. I got her a massage from The Body Shop. Her first ever massage was amazing. Her words, not mine. The deep tissue massage literally melted the stress away and left her feeling refreshed and fully relaxed afterwards. Get the special woman in your life the gift of a massage. Book one today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Welcome back to the Mullen Motors pregame show here on the Supernovas Radio Network. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope that you are being treated correctly. Happy Mother's Day to my wife, Rachel, as she's dealing with our children right now at home. They're watching some Knicks basketball. Hey, we got some popcorn. Look at that. Thanks.
I love my Michigan people delivering popcorn to us.
That's awesome. Look at that. Just crawling in and out of the penalty box.
What a guy. Thanks, Dwayne.
Fantastic. That is amazing. Rico, joined by the coach, Renee Saunders. We're talking Grand Rapids, Omaha Supernovas here in Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Final four set. Grand Rapids, the 4 seed, Omaha, the 2 seed. So what does this match mean? Do you want to play your starters? Do you want to get some rest for your starters? Coach Saunders, if you were leading the Supernova squad, what would you do?
I think I'd keep the continuity in terms of like who I'm starting. You know, I would keep that the same. That's what I would go with. And then as the game goes on, I would probably start pulling and giving some people some rest. I think part of this game is setting the tone for the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's also not necessary that you win it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think our bench is deep enough that I think that you can play your bench and win this game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and some of it depends on what Grand Rapids does too, right? Like, is Kathy going to rest her kids or her players after the first set, or is she going to leave them in, or maybe she's looking for something different? But personally, I would start my starters and then sub out after that. And how long they stay in kind of depends on the vibe of the game and how it's going, and how I feel they're playing. And if they're really smooth and connected and everything's going really well, then I'm going to feel pretty confident switching it up after that, because you do want to have legs on Wednesday.
Yes.
Knowing that you're traveling on a Monday gives you one practice, and then you play again against a team that you're 2-2 against.
Well, and then you're probably going to be really busy. Again, considering that this is the inaugural season and it's the championships, and it is in your home city if you're the Omaha Supernovas, but even if it's not, with Grand Rapids, Atlanta, and San Diego, with it being the inaugural championships, I have a sneaky suspicion that Tuesday is going to be filled with a lot of media availability for these gals.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And if we know anything about Omaha, they're probably going to do it upright. It's probably going to be a little overboard, and it's going to be awesome.
It's definitely going to be overboard.
The part that blows my mind is like literally San Diego is en route right now to Omaha. They are going to beat the home team to the city where the championships are, which is crazy to me. You know, but the nice part is you know, they're looking for gyms for everybody to get practices in. And the nice part is Omaha will be sleeping in their own bed. They're going to have their own, you know, structure. They're not going to have to worry about being in random places to practice. Like, they're going to have their practice facility. So, and then I don't know when they're putting the court down in CHI, but I'm assuming it would be on Tuesday.
I would think so. I don't know if there's anything in between that Thursday and Friday before that Saturday championship. I would assume
they will get it down on Tuesday, so everybody can have a full practice in the arena, and then on Wednesday everybody would have a serve and pass slot in the arena, and then Thursday, Friday they would be able to have practice, and then Saturday serve and pass.
Somebody's gonna have a really early serve and pass on Wednesday.
Yep, my guess is the 6 o'clock teams will get like a 9:30, 11 o'clock slot. And then, well, no, they'd probably have to go like 8:30, 10. 11:30, 1.
Yeah.
Because the first game's at 6 o'clock. So that means that 4 o'clock is when, about 4:15 is when they'll start the first like serve and pass warm up. So they'll want to have everybody out of the arena by 3:30 or so.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting day on Wednesday. It's going to be an interesting evening. Not night, considering it's going to be 4:49 here on Eastern time zone. I was going to say East Coast. It's not East Coast in Michigan, but in the Eastern time zone that we are in here in Grand Rapids,
We're on the
Michigan.
west coast of Lake Michigan. Kind of.
That's weird.
It is weird.
On the west coast of the East Coast?
Yep.
Is that a thing?
It is now.
It is now. We just made it up. You're welcome, world. Getting back to the rest versus rust discussion. I like the idea of having your starters play at least the first set to see, how they're playing. As you said, if they're showing a lot of continuity and if they're playing really well together, you feel really good about taking them out. But on the other hand, what if they're not playing well? What if just for we're talking Omaha, right? What if you end up losing that first set and it does not look pretty? Do you still pull your starters?
Yeah, but you're pulling them for a different reason then. Yes. I mean, maybe you start them in the second, give them 10 points, trying to figure stuff out. But again, what does this game really mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they have to decide. Like, Omaha has to decide what this game means to them.
Yeah.
Right? Grand Rapids has to decide what this game means to them. Because technically, they didn't have to play it. They're like, we're just going to forfeit that game and we're just going to stay home and we're going to rest and what, not that they would, but
they're competitors. They would never.
But that's about what it means.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling because obviously as a competitor, you want to play, you want to win,
yes, 100%.
But at the same time, you also as a competitor understand that after this one, there's something much bigger. That's why, you see in the NFL and the NBA, if you've got a playoff spot locked up, you see a lot of starters, again, like you said, kind of maybe starting the game and then resting after that, just getting the legs moving a little bit, getting the blood flowing, and then sitting down and mentally playing the game.
Yeah, I don't think it's not an urgent matter. It's not like Omaha's playing bad coming into tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing really well, and they're figuring a lot of things out, and they're on a nice little win streak that we want to obviously keep going. And Bird's confident they can. She said things have been really good. Vibes have been really good. They're in a good headspace. Like, everything is exactly the way she wants it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they all understand that they need to rest a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think
it's been a long season.
Vuchkova, didn't want to come out because I think she's only one block behind, the leading block person in the league. And so she wants one more block, So, I mean, there's
total or average?
Total, I believe. Okay. So, there's little things like that their inner competitiveness is going to want to come out. Ashley Evans, the setter for the Rise, is at 960 set assists.
Oh my goodness!
Which is number 1 in the league. And if she gets 40 more, she'll be the first setter in the inaugural season to reach 1,000 set assists in 24 matches.
Which
is
ridiculous.
Crazy. But if you look at, and I know the games against Omaha have only gone 4 sets, but one of them they played 25 extra points in that game.
Yes.
And that was the first Grand Rapids game.
It's 33 to 30.
The average 4-set length of a Grand Rapids Omaha game is almost 3 hours long. That's a lot of opportunities for set assists.
Yeah.
Right? So she averages 10.81 assists a set. Now that's probably not the best in the league. I'm guessing we've seen Nadi averaging 13 to 15 when Omaha is playing really well. So, and Sydney Hilly, same way, averaging 13 to 15 mark. Sometimes the set assist number, you're just playing more volleyball.
Yeah.
More sets, more total sets. But still, be a hell of an honor to get that 1,000 mark in the inaugural season and make it into the Final Four, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. That's a nice little double play right there, getting 1,000 set assists and making the Final Four. Again, this match isn't going to determine anything, but who gets another win in the win column. Again, both teams are set in the Final Four of the Professional Volleyball Federation Championships. So we'll see exactly what happens. Coach Saunders and myself believe you'll get some starters in the first set and see a little bit more action for the rest of the team in the sets following. But you got to wait about 19, 20 more minutes for that, right? About 20 more minutes for that. So
we got 20 minutes still, because it's TV time, right? Today,
yeah.
So everything's a little bit off as far as that goes, and it's going to be. I'm really intrigued to see what Grand Rapids chooses to do with their people tonight as well, knowing that maybe they do want to get a little bit more get things
get
going
some momentum
before
going,
they go in.
They were not on the best of streaks. I know that we do
they
have
lost
to get to
4
a break.
in that streak. I think
So
they lost 4.
This end of the season, they're coming off a sweep against San Diego, but they were on a 3-match losing streak, losing at Omaha, losing at Columbus, and losing
At
home to San Diego, and they only took 3 sets during that stretch.
Yep.
3 sets and 3 matches during that stretch before they swept San Diego back on the 5th of May.
The day after they lost to them in 4.
Exactly. But that's going to do it for this second segment here on the Mullen Motors pregame show. When we come back to the Supernovas Radio Network, DP will join the coach, Renee Saunders. Rico is out. Again, the Supernovas Radio Network powered by 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
RC's Boxing Production is proud to present the new prospects at the Complex. Come enjoy a show of Lincoln's best professional and amateur boxers on Saturday, May 25th at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com. You won't want to miss this event. It's the new prospects at the Complex on Saturday, May 25th at 1555 Yolanda Avenue, right off of Cornhusker Highway. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Van Andel Arena on a Sunday. Of course, you know the deal. Sunday is for Pro Volleyball Federation action. Regular season finale here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. DP Coach Renee Saunders. Thank Enrique Alvarez Clary for getting us through the first bit. We're fluid here that with CBS in the building, our regular clock may not work today. So we're going to adjust. What we'll do now is do what we do normally in the preceding segments where we think we're getting into starters and accordingly, right? That we can get to the names that some of these listeners may want to write down and have prepared. Coach, let's start with the Grand Rapids Rise, our host today.
Well, if you're going to be in Omaha watching those finals, Claire Chaussee is a name you want to know. All-around great player out of Louisville, Kentucky. She was an All-American. She was ACC Player of the Year, leads the team in kills, does it all. She's kind of like, she reminds me a lot of Brooke Nuneviller. It's fun watching these two compete back and forth because normally, like, Claire will do something awesome, then Brooke will turn around and do something awesome. Other name you're going to want to know is Ashley Evans. Talked to her about her a little bit in our second little segment of the pregame. She's at like 940 set assists. She could be the first setter in the inaugural season to reach 1,000 set assists. Probably one of the most underrated setters. I mean, there's a lot of hype around the San Diego setter, about Atlanta center, about Omaha setters. But Ashley Evans just kind of stays the course, does the job, and it's working well for her. Camila Gomez. They switched. They used to have Sponsolet libero. They switched up their liberos, and that kind of gave them a little spark and got some good things going for them. So she's the shortest player in the league at 5'2", and I think that's with shoes on. She actually played for Coach Bird at Texas A&M, and Coach Bird loves her as a player. And as soon as they switched her to libero, Bird was like, she knew that she was going to make a big difference there. Erica Pritchard. I'm trying to figure out. So Simone Abbott started off blazing hot. And then Erica Pritchard comes into the picture, and now she's kind of taken over those outside hitter duties from Simone Abbott, who hasn't really played a whole lot in the most recent matches. And I don't know if there was an injury or if Pritchard beat her out, but she is a 3-year pro, 2020 USA Gold Team, national team from Maryland and Penn State. Great outside hitter, 6 rotation player. So she's kind of taken over Simone Abbott's spot at that H2 position after Chaussee. So they also have 2 great middles in Kayla Caffey and Maren Grote. So, you have lots of great players to watch in Omaha this week.
Through some of this, we've seen these teams compete 3 times this season, and each match had its own personality. There are players that, again, Nebraska volleyball fans will think of Kayla Caffey, but we'll get to that. Over the course of that, one of the big stories locally, watching the local news, was that Dimitrova announces that at the end of the season she retires. And that is a statement out loud that, 1, a career has been recognized, but 2, that she's made an impact in Grand Rapids in the short period of time. And you've been here 23 matches, and she's already figured out how to land in there. What type of player is she?
Dimitrova is a ferocious competitor. Like, that's the only way I can explain her. She's, again, her and Chaussee are like the 2-headed monster for the Grand Rapids Rise, and I totally skipped right over her name on my sheet, but she did not play the last time against us because she had just come off that Vegas trip. She rolled her ankle, and so we saw Fingrel instead at that position, who's also very good. But Dimitrova brings a lot of experience. She's played for 13 years. She's played in 6 different countries. She does make a difference out there. She's a great blocker. She has a back row attack that's phenomenal. One of the biggest, probably one of the best opposites in the league.
So much of this season has been fluid. in that we were trying to identify who the power players were going to be, what the personalities and cultures of Pro Volleyball Federation is. And I think this is a great statement, a great ceiling of the regular season, and having these two teams play each other, because they will dictate how the rest of this thing finish out. Both of these teams will immediately travel to Omaha and get prepared for the Final Four. What is it about these two teams that set them up for Final Four appearances in the Federation?
Well, it's a weird situation, right? Like Omaha is locked in, Grand Rapids locked in. Nothing's going to change. It's a meaningful, meaningless match, right? Nothing's going to change in the seedings. There's definitely something online for Grand Rapids, just trying to get that mojo, excitement, like momentum going into, the David versus Goliath match against Atlanta. Also, Grand Rapids Omaha's the only team Grand Rapids has not taken a match from so far. So I think for their own pride, they want to win. They want one win against every team in the league, and Omaha is the only one that they haven't been able to get it yet. But if history continues, it's going to be a drop-down, drag-out match, no matter what they do. If we play starters, not starters, whatever it is, because for some reason these two teams are so well matched up that we see lots of free points and free volleyball between them.
Yeah, the last time we were here, again, I still have PTSD from being at the top of this building. But it's interesting, again, that in trying to identify the ability, you need hope. That word that we use, hope.
Yep.
Grand Rapids is playing to make a statement that not only do they belong in the Final Four, but they're a valid threat and a potential finisher in this thing. That, yes, they're not going to face anybody in Omaha that they can't beat. Today is the statement day for that. They do not want to go to Omaha with an O against the Supernovas.
No, they don't. They want it. They want to prove they can play with anybody. They can beat anybody. And I think going in, they've got what most would say is the toughest matchup, because Atlanta has been so dominant in season one. Last night I met up with Kathy George and my Michigan friends, and they were talking about Kathy. I was telling Kathy, because this is one of Jeff's great knowledge tidbits, in their breaks of 6, 8, and 11 days, Atlanta has lost the game after that. And she's like perked up a little bit, and I'm like, they have a 2-week break before you play them, and they're all over doing different things. And, that could actually, Grand Rapids playing still to this moment in time might actually be an advantage over a team having the 2-week break.
Well, they had to play themselves in. They had to get at a top level of play. They had to face another Final Four team back-to-back nights. They also had to play and have an eye on how they maneuvered their roster. The Supernovas had a little bit of freedom. They have some freedom today to do some things, and we didn't have a chance to talk about it. But here's what. The arena clock has 7 minutes. So here's what we're going to do, because I have a sneaky suspicion that they're going to go on time because CBS is in the building. What we're going to do, Josh Lil back at the mothership. We're going to go to break, come back in 2 minutes. We'll get to the starting lineups just to make sure that we get them in and get the keys to the match in, and then we can adjust after that. It's DP, Coach Renee Saunders, here, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Pro Volleyball Federation action on the Supernovas Radio Network, powered by theticketfm.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey Husker fans, whether you're looking for some baseball gear, graduation gifts, or some new Husker apparel, Alumni Hall delivers your ultimate Husker shopping destination. Shop top brands like Adidas, Peter Millar, Columbia Golf, and more. Join the Alumni Hall Pass rewards, and for every $150 you spend, you'll earn $10 in reward bucks. Nebraska students and faculty and all military receive 10% off with every in-store purchase with ID. Come see us at Alumni Hall, P Street, South Point Pavilions, or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, it's where Huskers shop.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
To Grand Rapids, Michigan. We're going to stay as close to the clock as we possibly can to dance with the arena folks and figure out what it is. Coach Saunders, we're going to flip the switch a little bit. I'm going to ask you to get into those 3 keys to successful match tonight. What do you have in store for the listeners?
Well, I mean, Coach Bird and I talked, and we talked, about the significance of the game. And, her biggest thing is that we're trying to set the tone for championship week. So we're not coming in and we're just going to not play. We're coming in, we're putting our starters in, we're going to try to really clean some stuff up. But she's also keeping in mind that she wants to rest them. And so I think we're going to see everybody on the roster today, which is going to be great. But really the keys for them is going to be first contact, continuing to serve aggressively, but serve in, and then doing a better job of passing the ball more in the box so they can run their middles and have a more balanced attack, which leads into number 2, which is to have a balanced offense. And I think what we've seen, and we did not have the most balanced offense in the last match, and it was because our passing wasn't great. It cleaned up, right, in the third set. We cleaned it up a lot against Columbus, looked a lot better, but the first 2 sets were not great. So first contact, balanced offense, and then outworking. And in Bird's words, outworking is just it's not just being gritty, but it's being gritty, getting the digs, and then winning those long rallies. So transition defenses and transition defense to offense is going to be vital tonight. And then one thing that we've talked about that we were struggling with a little bit was consistent energy. And I feel like that's going to be something that we need to have, but something that we have been doing better. And so if I could pick 4 keys, the constant energy or consistent energy would be number 4 in there. But right now it's first contact, balanced offense, and then transition attack, outwork your opponent.
It strikes me to correlate it to the NFL or the NBA where you've clinched the playoffs, you've clinched your position, your seed, and you have one final match left against another team that you may see in the playoffs, but who's also in the same situation. It is a thing of, do we go into depth? Do we get players into the rotation? I don't want to call it a glorified scrimmage, but championship teams will figure out a way to make the best of this thing. Championship teams will make it about making plays. Do you think the Supernovas will be able to lock down and be focused? I think today's word would be focus. Being able to focus and finish is going to be big to Omaha.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're the last couple weeks. Have you felt that different presence? They have a different presence to them. When I see them, when I walk in the arena, they are more focused, and it's not something that just started. I noticed it a couple weeks ago. They're very much into work mode. We are in this to win it. And you can't just turn that switch on the Tuesday before the semifinals. That's something that you start to get your mind right and doing that sooner. And that's exactly what they're doing right now.
It's so funny, too, that CBS is in the building, and it's thrown everybody off a little. It's funny. Even the game day said, look, I'm not sure if CBS has been here in Grand Rapids. I think they were here once before. And I don't think the staff remembers some of the rules of engagement that, listen, there's certain times you can't serve to this section. You can't walk a group of kids through the camera shot. No, there are things that you can't do in this space. And people are figuring it out. So it's always a chuckle to me to go, wow, this is what happened. I was in this building last night. and there was a comedy show, and it was packed. It was packed. And I thought for a minute, man, I hope they're out front handing out free tickets.
That'd be awesome.
Right? Because there were 12,000 people in this building. Packed floor otherwise. The room had personality. I have a sneaky suspicion by looking around that it's going to be a good crowd. I just wasn't sure. Does it matter to the Supernovas to not have a packed house? Aren't they kind of in that space where you expect that? Maybe you need that. We've seen this team go to some buildings that didn't have juice, and the performance showed up. How do you handle that today?
I think they're expecting a good crowd tonight. Like, I think they're going to get. They average, it's probably one of the third best in attendance average. They average over 4,000 fans a match, which, I mean, obviously you look at Omaha averaging 9,000. It's a big difference, but we're also in a smaller arena, Grand Rapids, Michigan. But they do a good job here of getting people in and making it exciting for them. I think we're going to see a good crowd tonight. That's a great idea. They should have handed out tickets last night to people.
Oh, it was amazing because we walked in and we had to walk. The line was around the building in full.
Oh, we watched you. We were walking by to go meet with Kathy George at a different restaurant than we were at, and I got to see lots of Grand Rapids yesterday. We were like just bouncing place to place, and this town was hopping last night. Holy buckets.
It was amazing. Here's what we'll do. We'll go to break since the Supernovas are lined up online. They are going to start announcing it, and then I would imagine the anthem would be quickly behind that. So Josh Lill, kind sir, we'll go to break, and then when we come back, we'll have Pro Volleyball Federation action here from Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education. That's why, as your senator, I helped pass the largest tax cut and made the most significant investment in education in Nebraska history and worked to reduce the cost of healthcare. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Welcome back to Grand Rapids, Michigan. DP Coach Renee Saunders on the Supernovas Radio Network. This will be the last segment for the full stream for YouTube, etc. We will jump over to the call applications for the ticket and supernovas.com. Of course, this match is televised on CBS Sports in whatever your local areas are. Coach Saunders, if you would, please, let's go through the starting lineup for the Supernovas and who you think will play, be in first rotation.
Starting lineup's going to be the same as it's been the past couple matches. We've got Brooke Nunaviller and Betty De La Cruz at the outside. Tori Dixon, Christina Vuchkova in the middle. Stephanie Samity at the opposite. Nadi Valentin Anderson setting, and Kendall White at libero. But Bird made it very clear that there's a good chance that we see Mayfield, Sophia, Paige, Gabby, Sid, you name it, we're probably going to see him today.
Good to know for the Fury.
And
Who do
Jess.
we?
How do I leave Jess off?
Well,
we'll see Jess
we'll
today,
get. Yeah, we'll
probably, too.
absolutely.
It's
see
Mother's
Jess.
Day.
Yeah, we got to see
The mama's got to play
We got to
today.
see my mama's got to play. She's away from home. She's got to play. For Grand Rapids, who do you think will be in rotation one?
Well, our expected starters are Claire Chassé, Marin Grote in the middle, Ashley Evans setting, Amelia Dimitrova at the opposite, Kayla Caffey in the middle, Camila Gomez at the libero, and Erica Pritchard at outside hitter. But again, I think we're going to see Simone Abbott. I think we're going to see Mac Pedraza. I think we're going to see Shannon Scully. I think we're going to see Kenna Sauer. We're going to see Molly Lohman. We're going to see Morgan Fingal. We're going to probably see Alyssa Jensen. We're going to see all those other players as this match goes on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is our absolute privilege.
Yeah, I think that
retirement time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dimitrova, this is the final regular season match of her career. And again, it was interesting to me that even yesterday, Dimitrova was featured and highlighted on local sports TV. And it was interesting to have and to hear Grand Rapids fans talk about her. Again, that's a huge land for season one in Grand Rapids to mean that your players, your organization have landed so in full that folks are going to honor this great player. She's got a solid place in the history of it. It's good to see that she was able to finish here in the United States.
Oh, yeah, 100% in front of this many people. And she's got a big cheering section, fan section up here. And obviously she's meant a lot to this community. And you can tell, I'd say almost the whole place is on their feet celebrating her and what she's done, not just for Grand Rapids, but for the sport of volleyball.
I think it's fantastic. Again, we started this season in this federation trying to figure out, okay, what do we think this can be? What do we think what's going to be required? Who are going to be the people that we know and love? And for this team, I mean, Claire Chassé is a player that around the league they talk about. But to hear the players talk about, Dimitrova is the one that they think is an X factor, has all the intangibles, and is an elite playmaker for the Rise.
Oh, 100%. I mean, she's powerful at the net with her swing, with her block. She can swing on the back row. She can serve. But I think the biggest thing, we talk about experience, right? When we talk about professional leagues and professional experience, the longer you played, the better you are. I mean, you look at like Nadi, some of our like Tori, Christina, Betty, Nadi, those are our four most experienced players, and they just play different. And I think when you have someone like Dimitrova on your team, she's making everybody else better, and those young ones are learning from her and hopefully learning crafts of being a professional volleyball player that will then propel them into the future.
How much of the success of the Rise can be tied to the fact that you have Dimitrova and a coach like Kathy George to kind of lead the way and set the standard?
There's a lot of magnificent things going on over there, and it doesn't necessarily show with their record. They're sub 500 by a game, but makes a big difference.
We'll go silent for the national anthem. We'll be back to Grand Rapids in a moment. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. They're doing a little video vignette of Dimitrova and the Fury. Josh Lill back in studio. Here's what we're going to do. We'll end the stream here. We will send it over to the app, the Ticket app, and the Supernovas app. The national anthem is coming up, and we will have the starting lineups and first serve when we come back to Grand Rapids, Michigan. We thank you for joining us for the pre-match show, and we'll be back on the other side for the official call. Supernovas, Fury, and the Rise here in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Gaina Trucking is